Story number 1: Unseen Voices, The Ammons Family. If you enjoy this content and want to see more, please subscribe and turn on notifications to support the channel. Latoya Ammons clutched her rosary beads, their worn smoothness a familiar comfort against the rising tide of terror. Her once vibrant living room was now a battleground, furniture overturned, books scattered like fallen soldiers. On the floor, her youngest son, 9-year-old David, writhed with inhuman contortions, his face contorted in a silent scream. It started subtly, unsettling whispers in the dead of night, objects flying across the room as if thrown by an unseen hand. Latoya, a devout Christian, dismissed it as childhood pranks. But the activity escalated. Her daughter, 12-year-old Maya, would wake up choked, gasping for air, claiming a voice threatened her life. David would speak in guttural growls, his eyes vacant. Fear clawed at Latoya. She contacted the church, her pastor a kind, weathered man named Father Harris. He listened patiently, his brow furrowed with concern. He suggested a blessing of the house, a desperate plea for normalcy. But during the ritual, the chaos intensified. David levitated a few inches off the ground, his voice a chilling rasp as he spoke in an unknown language. Father Harris, his face pale, fled in terror. Desperate, Latoya called social services. Social worker Sarah Miller arrived, a young woman with steely determination. Witnessing the levitating David shattered her skepticism. She contacted a renowned child psychologist, Dr. Walker, a man known for his unorthodox methods. Dr. Walker entered the Ammons house with a team of specialists, a psychiatrist, a parapsychologist, and even a priest, Father O'Connell, known for his open mind. The visit was chaotic. Maya spoke in tongues, David hissed threats, objects clattered to the floor. The team documented everything: temperature fluctuations, electromagnetic readings, even voice recordings that captured disturbing whispers. Dr. Walker proposed a radical approach, an exorcism sanctioned by the church. Father O'Connell, hesitant but determined, agreed. The house became a battleground of faith. Prayers clashed with growls, chants with screams. The children thrashed, their faces contorted in a horrifying display. Latoya watched in agony, clinging to her faith, praying for their salvation. The exorcism stretched for days, taking a toll on everyone. Father O'Connell grew hoarse, his voice a threadbare whisper. Dr. Walker, his eyes shadowed with fatigue, monitored the children's vitals. Finally, after a particularly intense session, a deafening silence descended. The children lay limp, drained. The air felt lighter, somehow cleaner. Over the next few weeks, things normalized. The whispers ceased, the objects remained on shelves. Maya and David seemed different. They were quieter, withdrawn, haunted by the experience. Latoya showered them with love, trying to rebuild their shattered sense of normalcy. The cause of the phenomena remained a mystery. Dr. Walker believed it to be a combination of psychological factors and a rare form of sleepwalking disorder. Father O'Connell, however, held a different view. He spoke of malevolent entities, a battle fought on the unseen plains. Latoya didn't know what to believe. But she held on to the quiet peace in her once troubled home, a fragile hope that the unseen voices were silenced, banished back to the shadows from whence they came. The experience left an indelible mark on the Ammons family, a chilling reminder of the uncharted territories of the human mind and the whispers that might lurk just beyond our perception. Story number 2: Echoes in the Water. Elisa Lamb's laughter used to echo through the halls of the Cecil Hotel, a cheerful counterpoint to the usual transient murmur. But on that January day, the halls were eerily silent. Elisa, a vibrant young tourist, had vanished. Her parents, frantic with worry after missed calls, contacted the authorities. The search began, a desperate scramble through the labyrinthine corridors of the once grand hotel. Days turned into weeks, and the Cecil became a canvas of worry. Faded flyers with Elisa's smiling face plastered every surface. Hotel staff, initially tight-lipped, started mentioning strange occurrences, oddities with the water pressure and an unsettling metallic tang to the tap water. Guests grew restless, showering with bottled water, the once invigorating spray now a source of unease. One morning, a maintenance worker, investigating resident complaints, ascended the rickety metal steps to the roof. Atop the building, nestled amongst the humming machinery, were the hotel's water tanks. Lifting the heavy metal hatch, a stench assaulted him, a fetid cocktail of decay and chlorine. Inside, submerged in the murky water, lay Elisa. News of her discovery sent shockwaves. Theories swirled: foul play, suicide, a tragic accident. The grainy elevator footage, released to the public, only deepened the mystery. Elisa pressed the buttons repeatedly, peering out at an unseen entity, muttering to herself. Was she alone? Was she being menaced? The footage fueled speculation of a psychotic episode, demonic possession, even a secret assailant. The autopsy, however, offered no definitive answers. Accidental drowning was the official verdict, Elisa's mental health a contributing factor. But for many, the explanation felt hollow. The bizarre circumstances, the unsettling behavior in the elevator, the tainted water, it all painted a picture that didn't quite fit. The Cecil Hotel, already burdened by a dark history, became synonymous with the Elisa Lam case. Online sleuths pored over details, crafting elaborate theories. Was it a sinister cult? A malfunctioning water system that lured her in? The questions lingered, unanswered whispers echoing in the vast emptiness of the internet. Years later, the case continues to captivate. Elisa's story serves as a chilling reminder of the fragility of life, the mysteries that can lurk within seemingly ordinary places. The Cecil Hotel, now renamed, has undergone a facelift, but the shadow of Elisa Lam's case persists, a haunting echo in the once troubled water supply. Story number 3: The Ritual on the Beach. The salty breeze whipped around Danielle Harkins, her dark hair whipping across her face. But she barely noticed. Her gaze was fixed on the flickering flames of the small bonfire on the beach, casting an eerie glow on the faces of the 7 teenagers huddled around it. Danielle, their once beloved history teacher, now seemed a stranger, her eyes filled with an unsettling intensity. For months, Danielle had been acting strangely. Obsessed with the occult, she'd begun incorporating cryptic symbols and references into her lessons. Now, here they were, drawn to this clandestine gathering under the veil of twilight. Danielle called it a cleansing ritual, a way to rid themselves of negativity. But a shiver ran down 15-year-old Michael's spine as he watched her pull out a rusty pocket knife. Tonight, Danielle's voice resonated, deeper than usual. We release the demons that plague us. Unease settled in the group. Sarah, usually fearless, nervously chewed on her lip. Tim, the class clown, was uncharacteristically silent. They'd all been drawn in by Danielle's initial charm, the promise of exploring the forbidden. But now, the flickering firelight seemed to dance with menacing shadows. Danielle held up a worn leather-bound book, its pages filled with strange symbols. Chanting in a low, guttural voice, she began to circle the group. Michael felt a cold sweat prickle his skin. He glanced at Sarah, her eyes wide with fear. They exchanged a silent plea for help, but none dared to speak, afraid of Danielle's unpredictable behavior. Suddenly, Danielle stopped in front of Michael, her gaze locking onto his. It felt like she was peering into his soul, unearthing his deepest fears. The darkness within you must be purged, she declared, her voice dripping with a theatrical intensity. Before he could react, she snatched his wrist with a cold, clammy grip and raised the knife. Just as the blade was about to descend, a loud gust of wind swept across the beach, extinguishing the fire in an instant. They were plunged into darkness, the only sound the crashing waves and their terrified gasps. A strangled cry pierced the night. Sarah shrieked, "Michael!" Panicked, Michael tried to pull away, but Danielle's grip was like iron. In the darkness, he heard a scuffle, a thud, then blessed silence. He felt a hand clasp his, warm and reassuring. It was Sarah. They stumbled back, blindly searching for an escape. Disoriented and shaken, they found their way back to the road. The first streaks of dawn were painting the sky a pale orange as they flagged down a passing car. The driver, a kind-faced elderly woman, took them straight to the police station. Later, news reports revealed Danielle had been arrested. Michael, Sarah, and the other students, traumatized but unharmed, recounted their ordeal. The cleansing ritual turned out to be a twisted delusion, Danielle's descent into madness fueled by her obsession with the occult. The once respected teacher became a cautionary tale, a chilling reminder of the dangers lurking in the shadows. The beach bonfire became a symbol of their escape, a testament to the strength of friendship in the face of darkness. Even though the events remained etched in their memories, they emerged stronger, their bond forged anew in the crucible of fear. If you enjoy this content and want to see more, please subscribe and turn on notifications to support the channel.